One of the things Jesus said was, I am the bread of life, and I am the manna that came down from heaven. So what is manna? What does that mean? He's talking about this substance that rained down from heaven to the Israelites when they were in the wilderness for 40 years. Because they complained to God that they were hungry. So God supplied this bread that came down from heaven and encircled their camp, and they didn't know what it was. So when they approached it, they said, what is it? And that's what manna means. It literally means, what is it? And the Israelites were told by God and Moses that they were only to gather enough for one day. And if they tried to store up more for the next day, that worms and maggots would grow in it and it'd become rotten. So what do? They try to store up some for the next day, and worms and maggots grow and it becomes rotten. They're disobedient. They didn't listen to the Lord. He's teaching them obedience. So when Jesus says, I am the bread of life, which came down from heaven, he is literally filling in that blanket term of what is it, and claiming to be the bread and saying, it's me. I'm what it is. He also says, you guys are worrying about your flesh and being sustained in the flesh with food. But he says, you should be worrying about everlasting food. It's funny how we get hungry and then we go to our kitchen and then we eat food to sustain ourselves so we're not tired and we don't grow weary. And we do that, but we don't sustain ourselves spiritually. We leave our spirit unattended, starving. So all of a sudden we complain, oh, I don't know God enough. I feel distant from God, or I'm sad, I'm depressed. Think back to how the Israelites tried to store up some food from a couple days ago and how it grew moldy. I'd be reading my Bible and then the next day I'm like, oh, I read my Bible yesterday. Or I spent time with Jesus yesterday. I won't be sustained. There was an act of obedience that the Israelites had to take every single day to go out and gather their bread and eat it. And that is exactly what we are to do with Christ. And the Father is spend time with him and get in his word. Because his words are everlasting life, spiritual food. Don't leave your spirit unattended and starving and then wonder why you feel the way you do. Again, I'm speaking to myself. God bless you.